What is good, YouTube? Today's a special day. It's Sunday, the end of the week here, and it's currently September 26th, which means the month is almost, it's about to close. So there's a few updates that I really wanted to get through a video because it would have been better. And also I wanted to make an update that the 89-day chart closed yesterday. And we've got a few closes upcoming. I made a very specific chart for you guys. Hopefully I saved it and it will show up. If not, I'll just make the technical analysis by hand right now. There's a few things that we can talk about today. I'm gonna do more of a freestyle video, and so that we can actually focus on fresh ideas here. So as you can see, we're going to be focusing on Binance today, and we are going to also focus on spot, on the futures, and on the let's see if it's saved. Yeah, so a few ideas that I have. This one here was a Fibonacci matrix chart that I made a long time ago. I believe it was on log scale, and so it follows it pretty well. I also have it based on the weekly chart and the monthly chart. But what I wanted to talk about today was the time frame cycles. So as you can see, we have 4 days to close on the monthly chart, and the bears are trying to break it. Okay, the bears are trying to break it, but we're still in a bullish trend. Now Gann has a weekly rule, a daily rule. Basically it's called the rule of 3. And so you see, you count 1, 2, 3, and the expectation is that today, which is Sunday, the last day of the week, we should be closing very strong so that we can continue upwards. And that the rule of 3 becomes respected. The moment that we surpass 3, that's a change in trend. And so let's take a look at the daily chart. This one here was the futures idea. And I just wanted to point out this idea. This is a very bearish idea. If you guys can see this type of cup and handle formation, and in reality, if we don't bounce right here at the end of this week's close, Bitcoin very likely is going to go downwards and form what I think is going to be an A, B, C like that, head and shoulders, and then break down. I hope that makes sense for most of you guys. So what I did here, I took this price movement and I put it down here, but it's not a good projection because it surpasses 0. And so what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take the same range, and I'm going to these timing tools are important as well. So definitely stay tuned to November 15th and also December 19th. Those might be off by 1 or 2 days. So December 19th, 18th, and 17th. So December 17th, plus or minus 2. So 19, 20, 21. So that's the range that we're going to be talking about, right? But I'm going to also go into this shorter time frame because it is a very important day today, and we are actually gaining steam right now. I'm watching my other monitors here, and I felt like I really did need to make a video. And so this is an important mark as well when we talk about Gann and technical analysis rules, guys. And so once we close above it, or if we close below, and that's the thing that I suggest you guys have on your chart, at least for today. So The idea here was to go 55% just like we did before. We dropped 55%. And so 12,000, 13,000 is going to be the target for this move, which is exactly the top of this move right here as well. And I believe the top is 15K right here of the first wave. So I wonder if we're going to break through it. This one here could be 55 on the dot or 53 plus or minus 2 I use. So I'd probably go like that. So 13K would be the target for this bearish scenario. So we really have to keep this low. And so what I want to talk about, which is even more important, and I'm glad if you are still watching this video and stay tuned, because you get to see this idea right here, which is basically the concept of trading, and that's what our group is basically based on. So we have a Discord group, and it's going to become a service very shortly, in the next few months, maybe weeks, and we're basically going to give and provide like a really good value for what you're paying, which is going to be relatively small. Okay, just to make the community, and it's going to be directly focused on smart money concepts. And so let's dive in deep inside the smaller time frames as well. So as you can see, this was accumulation range, wick, and then it looks like we might be forming a double bottom on a lower time frame here. Because here's the thing with the we have a target, but the target's down here, and they're front running the targets, which is causing this short squeeze. Okay, so that's basically how the works. And trader psychology, we're going to see if we're going to have a bunch of supply here into the markets. And you see that 61.8 right here. This is basically when it comes to a move like this, it's not good, because here's the thing: if shorts are getting filled right now, we've already talked about this before, and unfortunately this one right here it doesn't have much volume on it, so we'd have to go to like the futures and take a look at the volume, guys. That means shorts are getting filled, okay, and the spot probably as well, which is not good. Because what happens when you get filled right here and you're short? Maybe it's 5 a.m. right now, so New York time, almost 6 a.m. New York time. So if these guys they have a bunch of shorts on the books, the market makers, their specialty is to just wreck them. So it's going to be very important for today's close, because it also closes on the week, and we're getting there. So let me just clear this, because today's close is going to be very important. If it's a bullish close and we have a continuation, it's going to look very good on the weekly. It's going to look, but we are still in a downtrend on the weekly, which is why we have to focus on these charts right here as well. And so definitely stay tuned for this as well. Here's the 5-day chart. This is a nice chart as well, closing in 1 day, 15 hours. Alongside with the 3-day chart. I like the 8-day charts, one of my favorite charts, but the weekly chart, and also in combination with the monthly chart, because it closes in 4 days. And so honestly, my expectation of this is that we're going to come back down for about 5 to 8 months. That's my expectation of it. And guys, I'm still uncovering and refining my rules when it comes to WD, and I'm very excited to just focus extremely just on trading, and also on the group, on the Discord group. And I'm gonna charge just a small fee, because I want the people to be in it, like actually in it, and be serious about it. And so again, the content is going to get a lot better, yeah, so I'm looking forward for that. So let's take a look at the 15-minute chart, if I've already pulled it up. And I wanted to talk about this move right here. So there's a few ways you can pull them, but I want to explain this specific one right here. Not the big one. The big one would be for this move coming up, and that would be the resistance right here, so the green, and all the way up to right here, which also lines up with the VPA. Look how much volume is on this on the left hand side here. So you have to ask yourself, and the market makers, what is their objective? So what's their goal? So I'll tell you too, the thing with this move right now, and the reason why I made it to make this video, is because we have two MMs in battle with each other, which is extremely exciting if you understand what the strategy is about. And the bots are basically fighting each other. So here's the 15-minute chart. This one here, these guys got stopped out. They're done. These ones here, because these guys here, their target was down here, and it would have been a double bottom. That would have been really strong. So what they decided to do is just front run it and just give it a double bottom already. These guys here are still in play, okay, but their stop loss, this one's actually a little bit hard to know, because if you actually zoom in here, they might have got stopped out to the decimal, or they would have got lucky. And I don't think they got stopped out, which means that their target, just look how close. Like if I was actually active in the market, I would have noticed that it was a very high retracement, which is one of the rules when it comes to Gann, and also front runs. You want to watch for this was a front run right here, which caused a huge boom demand. And this is what you guys are going to learn. You guys are literally going to learn how to master the basics when it comes to becoming a market maker in the Mastering the Basics MTB group. And so that's why I'm looking for serious traders only, because we're going to lift each other up. And so this move right here is the focus right now, because these guys entered here, their stop was a little bit above it, and of course their target was all the way here, which is not hit yet. So here's the thing, once we break this top here, it's going to cause a long move. And what happens is this VPA that we just mentioned, which is the larger VPA, is going to be the shorts. So what's more probable, if these guys are getting entered right now, they're getting filled, and that we start breaking out, these guys are going to be down about 7%, 8%, and they're going to have to make a decision if they want to double down, which is the worst decision that you can make as a trader, is to double down a loss. Average losers. That's Paul Tudor Jones. And so if they do double down, it's just more steam for the up move that's going to come in the next coming weeks and months. So that's why it's important to watch in the larger perspective here in the macro. Okay, so watch, because if we go to the daily chart, right now this is a bearish MM on the shorter time frames, on the micros, or on the medium ones, and on the macros we have a much larger target. This one here is the medium. If I go to the monthly chart and show you the target, it is gonna be here. Let me actually get the magnet. About $80,000 as the target, but that's going to be in multiple months. Okay, so here's the daily chart. This is going to be the focus. Obviously we have the accumulation range, and it looks good, like we're in a bullish cycle. And once again, when I have Gann's rules all organized, like for example, he has one on the 3-month chart where it defines if we're in a bullish or bearish market, and this one actually closes in 4 days, so stay tuned to that as well. So all these things I'm going to have to bring to you in an organized, orderly fashion. And that's why I hope that my videos are becoming better and better, and that there's a little bit of appreciation, and definitely like the video, try to support the channel a little bit, because you're also supporting yourself at the same time, if you think about it. Okay, so watch this daily chart, and also this timing, which is also lines up at the end of the month. So if we do that stop hunt, a short squeeze all the way up to this trend line, which more shorts are going to pile in, either double down or short, this is not good for shorts because they're going to get stopped out. And so because it just aligns with the weekly chart and the monthly chart, it's not a good place exactly to short right now. You should have shorted much earlier. Okay, so that's why people are closing their shorts right now. They're kind of panicking, and as they panic, they're filling other shorts. And my hope is that I'll be able to explain these principles of market making and psychology, combination of the thinking and the doing, together in a way that is so organized that you actually understand what I'm talking about. So simple that you can actually trade the markets and make money. Okay, and so that's my plan. It's been my plan for a while now, but it takes time to accumulate many books, many hours of reading and studying, in like weeks and months, really years. So delivering the message in the proper way is going to be a good thing. And so of course we have a little bit of resistance when it comes to the 382 and then the 236 up here, but it's about the psychology and the anticipation of what traders are going to do. Okay, so if it short squeezes and it starts to fill up more shorts, it causes a fuel to the fire, and then those guys will start to long. And so those are the two ideas that I'm looking for. It's either this idea here, which lines up with the monthly close that I'm watching at September 29th. I might make another video. I'm definitely going to make an update to the for this chart. So there's going to be a link to the Discord, Mastering the Basics Discord. You guys can join. But sooner or later, I'm going to charge like a small fee just so that I know you guys are committed. And so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys like and subscribe. And stay tuned for more. Peace.